This is Sarah with Posh Pooch Designs, and one of the questions that I got this week is what is the proper way to hold a crochet hook? And just so you know, there is no absolute proper way. There are ways that you can do it that are comfortable for you. And basically there are two kinds. There is where you can hold your hook like a pencil. That's called the pencil grip. And then there's where the hook is underneath your hand, and that's called the knife grip. What's really funny is that I sort of don't do either one of those. I do the Sara grip. A lot of people are more comfortable with their hook on top of their hand when they crochet. Let me demonstrate just a little bit. We'll make our slip knot, put our hook through. And I find this way to be extremely uncomfortable and awkward. But they hold it under here, they put the yarn through, you know, their fingers, and begin to chain. And I just find it clumsy, where I have to almost make it work. And I just can't do it that way. It's just uncomfortable for me. But I guess I lean more towards the knife, even though, like I said, I don't do it exactly like the knife. I put my hook through and I just begin stitching, and I sort of let the hook do the work rather than my wrist or my hands. I just kind of let the hook take the brunt of the work. The thing that I discovered with trying to practice this way is I really get my wrist kinked up, and trying to crochet this way with the pencil grip is extremely awkward for me, and it also kinks me up here. But like I said, whether you prefer the pencil grip or the knife grip, they're both correct. It's whatever is most comfortable for you. And the other thing I got a question about was, where does the yarn go when it's on your fingers in order to help you keep your gauge? And one of the things that I do, and you've seen it where it's like all wrapped around your fingers or around like this. I really don't do that. I just sort of like this. It goes through my first two fingers and it sits like this. And I let the hook in this hand help me keep the gauge. And if you'll notice, I almost always have my thumb and my finger down here. And even when I'm stitching, I'm allowing the hook to sort of tell me the gauge. If you pull too hard on your finger, you end up getting blisters here. Now, I will tell you, stitching this way, around Christmas time when I have a lot of orders, I end up with a callus right here, and I almost always have one. And it's from where the hook rubs me right here. So when I have a lot of orders. So basically when I'm stitching, my fingers here, my thumbs here, I put the hook through, you know, and use my finger to guide the string, pull it back through, you know, and mostly the work is with my right hand. Now this is definitely right-handed because I am not left-handed. So here's a single crochet. I just sort of let the hook tell me the gauge and work with that. I do tend to be a loose hooker. And if you are a tight hooker, you might want to loosen up a little bit, or you're going to end up getting, you know, the blisters through your fingers. A lot of people feel like they really need to, you know, wrap it around and all of those things. I don't. I tend to be more relaxed and just sort of, like I said, I let the hook do my tension and my gauge. And one thing to remember is the more stressed you are, the tighter your gauge will be, and the more relaxed you are, the more even your gauge will be. So, bottom line, there are two ways to hold your hook, like a pencil, like the way you would write, only you're hooking, or like a knife, the way you would cut a loaf of bread. or hooking. And I realize there's lots of variations on that, but the bottom line is hold your hook the way you're most comfortable. Well, thanks for watching this little video.